Joining me here at Beaver Creek, I've got Ryan King from Calibre Mining. Ryan, thanks for doing this.
Hey, well, thanks for having me on, Steve.
So you clearly have a very interesting backstory here. You started this company back in, was it 2019? And today you guys are sitting at a market cap of over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you started this company, was this where you thought you'd be by now? And had you done anything even close to this before? I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty impressive to...
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, in all honesty, the vision was to create a multi-billion-dollar company when we started off Calibre, because the same team came out of quite a successful gold deal called Newmarket Gold.
Okay.
Newmarket Gold was a company where we acquired production that was higher cost, not a huge runway in front of it. And so Doug Forrester, Blaine Johnson, our lead director and chairman of Calibre, started that, whereby there was an opportunity, if you invest in the assets, you will see some exploration success. And so we were actually able to discover a very high-grade deposit in Australia called Fosterville, which led to some incredible free cash flow at the existing asset, which led to a financial engineered deal and merger with Kirkland Lake Gold to create a diversified, multi-asset, multi-jurisdictional gold producer in Canada and Australia. And we closed that deal in 2017. It's gone on to do tremendous things and was acquired by Agnico Eagle.
Okay.
So yeah, no, the vision has always been there in the beginning. In fact, our vision is really, instead of doing multiple smaller things with not as much focus, let's do one thing and focus on it and create a multi-billion-dollar company. The goal is to create a $5 billion company here.
Okay. So maybe for our audience who's new to the Calibre story, maybe you can just give us a quick overview of where your assets are and what stage they're at.
Sure. So, so Calibre now this year in 2024 has guided the market to 275 to 300,000 ounces of production. And if we go back to 2019, that's really where we started. We acquired gold production from B2Gold, partnered with B2Gold because they became our largest shareholder in Central America and Nicaragua. So these assets, Limon and Libertad, that are the cornerstone of the production currently, were B2Gold's cornerstone assets when they started that business. And of course, that's a multi-billion-dollar company as well. And they're across multi-different continents around the world now. We acquired that 2019. We paid $100 million in cash. $100 million, we paid $40 million in cash, $60 million to B2Gold. And B2Gold were, again, our largest shareholder. So what we looked at there was looking at ways to optimize or reinvest into those assets to try and unlock value. So we've grown reserves since then, 290%. We have grown production from about where we thought it would be, about 50, 70,000 ounces a year, to now this year in Central America, we'll produce 230 to 250,000 ounces. So we've now got a nice base of reserves in front of us. We've continuously invested in exploration. We've made some fantastic discoveries there, which has led to this reserve increase. It's generating very good cash at these metal prices for us, which has allowed us to do other things. Now, in 2021, we stepped out and we acquired Fiore Gold in Nevada. So that's the Pan operation and Gold Rock development stage project. So Pan is a 40 to 45,000 ounce a year producer in a very well-known, according to the Fraser Institute, the top mining jurisdiction in the world. So we diversified where our production is coming from, which is a prudent thing to do as a business. But now, most recently, and I believe transformative for us as Calibre, is we've acquired Marathon Gold. Marathon Gold, the company, held the Valentine Gold Mine in central region of Newfoundland. So again, a very top investor-friendly mining jurisdiction of Newfoundland, Canada. It hosts a 5 million ounce resource. When we acquired it, the project was at about 50% through construction. We're now at 80% through construction of this mine. And according to the feasibility study, it'll produce 195,000 ounces a year for the first 12 years of a 14-year reserve life.
And how much did you pay for this?
Yeah, we paid $250 million on the share price equivalent. So it did come with some debt. So there's a project finance package that Marathon had in place for this asset. So we inherited that as well. So from our perspective, a very accretive acquisition for us, but a win-win for both the Marathon shareholders as well as for the Calibre shareholders. For the Marathon shareholders, the company needed capital to complete the project. We had $100 million of cash on the balance sheet, plus our operating cash flow from the existing assets. So we were able to unlock value by putting that cash to work on the Valentine Gold Mine. We were able to benefit from this because it helped diversify our portfolio even further. So today, Calibre's asset base, probably about 50 to 55% of our net asset value is in United States or Canada. So we're in a very good position from a diversification perspective. It has attracted a number of large institutional investors. I think our largest shareholder today is Van Eck, the GDX or the GDXJ, right, just under 10%. So we have now really started to attract an institutional shareholder base because we're transitioning. We're transitioning from a junior gold producer that generally trades at a lower valuation to a mid-tier gold producer that will trade closer to 1x now.
So we were just chatting with Craig Perry earlier, and he was giving us his theory that M&A is going to drive capital flows into the sector.
Yep.
Now, from your history and sort of the level you're at, I'm really interested to hear sort of if you can give us some sort of a sense of how much M&A activity is on the horizon here.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I agree with Craig. I mean, it will drive capital into the space. There was one recent transaction that I'm not sure if he pointed to, but Cisco Mining was recently acquired by Gold Fields. Again, looking to diversify maybe some out of South Africa into Canada, and they acquired that for over $2 billion. So I think that will attract additional capital to these types of opportunities. But importantly, and I would say most importantly, is businesses need to do what they say. They need to deliver on the expectations. There's been a lot of disappointments in our space, whether that's capital, significant capital overruns, various bankruptcies because projects aren't working. So it's left investors disappointed. Even though we're in a price environment for gold at all-time highs, it's been disappointing for investors when you run into those major hurdles. It is mining. There are risks and challenges. But I think the biggest thing that we can do as an industry is learn not to overpromise. We need to underpromise and we need to overdeliver. And I think that's one of the things Calibre's been doing well over the last few years.
So if I am an investor watching, or I'm thinking about investing, and I like those mid tiers, and it's funny. I've talked to some investors who kind of dubbed themselves. They love those mid tier producers for where we are right now in the cycle.
Sure.
What am I looking out for over the remainder of the year in terms of like what should I be watching there?
Sure.
If let's just say I want to evaluate management and the performance. What am I watching for?
So if it's Calibre an investor is looking at, I mean, what I'm looking for is a couple of things with us. This year we've guided the market to 275 to 300,000 ounces. Last year we produced 280,000 ounces. So you're looking at those metrics going into the end of the year. I think what's important for a Calibre is the future. And I say that because we're developing a large property in the central region of Newfoundland that, as I mentioned, will transform us significantly and add, as per the feasibility study, 200,000 ounces to our production base. So growing us to, that 400,000 to 500,000 ounce a year base. So what investors are going to want to look for is continued progress on that project. And we've really been very transparent about our progress. As of the end of July, we're at 70% through construction completion. So we're on track, we're on budget. Another thing that we've recently done is we've included or announced that we're going to do a 100,000 meter drill program on that project. So in my view,
it's a big drill program.
It's a huge program, right? And in my view, one of the things that will add value for shareholders is not only building and doing things as you said you're going to do, but it's discovering new gold. Finding additional resources will drive share price performance. And so we believe that we're into a district here in this project at Valentine where we could see a lot more in terms of the size potential. Really early days in the evolution of the exploration of this property. We've essentially got 5 million ounces in 3 pits over about 7 kilometers of what has been mapped out about 32 kilometer long shear system. So this is incredibly exciting for us. We're also doing 100,000 meters of drilling in Central America. So regular news flow is a key for any business, I believe. It's like a book. You're turning the page of the book to keep people interested, to want to keep reading.
Yeah.
Well, we need to keep our investors interested because there's a lot of product out there.
Yeah.
You got to deliver on your expectations, and you got to continue to dangle something new in front of people, and that's drilling to find more gold.
Well, Ryan, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat with us. I congratulate you on all the success you guys have had in executing your strategy. We talked to so many juniors that say that they're going to do what you've done, and you clearly set out to do that and accomplish that. So we appreciate you taking the time to do this, and hopefully you'll keep coming back on here as you become a 500, a 500,000 a year ounce gold producer.
Well, hey, thanks, Steve. And I know you guys have a good product here, and I appreciate what you guys do, because part of the challenge in our business is getting the story out there. Is getting the story out to people so that they see what opportunities are out across the board. So definitely appreciate what you guys do, and we'd love to be back on. So appreciate the time.